What happens when we replace each other with technology? If you're a parent, mentor, or caregiver, stay with me. Today we're talking about another angle of AI in human connection. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Flower and this is Diary of a Parent. My goal here is that we move beyond how school and we actually build relationships where teenagers want to invite us into their life. Today, Grace, the one and only, is back.
Hi guys, great to be back.
It is always great to have you.
Thank you.
And we will be reading an entry from Dope, Diary of a Parent, available in Amazon, and we'll talk about it. Let's get started.
It's entry 225. If you have a book, ebook, follow along. It says, don't Google it, ask me. We were watching TV when a new AI ad came on. The voice said something like, watching football with your friends, but have no idea what's going on? Don't worry, just ask Google AI so you can sound like you know something. Before I could react, Grace jumped in. No, she said. Why would we ask AI about football when we're literally sitting with friends? Isn't the whole point to connect and have fun? And just like that, my heart melted. Because in the world that's obsessed with avoiding awkwardness, saving face, and knowing everything, we often forget that connection is born through not knowing. It's born when we lean over to a friend and say, hey, I don't get what just happened. Can you explain it? And in that moment, whether it's football or friendship, science or songs, we don't just get information, we get them. Their passion, their stories, their memories, their excitement. That's what we will miss when we try to Google our way through life. AI is an incredible tool, but it's not a friend. It doesn't care if your eyes light up when you finally understand the game. It doesn't smile when you laugh at your own confusion. It doesn't share popcorn or scream at touchdowns. And it doesn't form memories with you. So yes, use it when you need it. Don't use it to replace the moments that make us human. Don't be afraid to not know something in front of your friends. Be afraid of pretending to know everything and missing out on the deeper thing, being known. That was really good. And I remember that exact ad too.
I was just going to ask you, do you remember that?
I remember that ad, and I keep seeing more and more of it, lately.
It was right when
AI was...
It was a Gemini? Was it Gemini or was it Google AI actually?
It was actually Google AI.
Okay. I'm glad you remember.
Yeah.
But the question, first one, what sentence stopped you? Was there a line that...
I think how AI doesn't really care about your look or how you respond to certain things, and you can't make memories with AI. Mm-hmm. That kind of just stuck with me because it's true. Like, it's just a robot. Like, it's not an actual human being that you're talking to.
Yeah, even though it feels like it, how personalized they can become.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, when these happen, I hopefully you can go back to that moment, but why did you completely stop? What do you think it was on your mind, on your heart in that moment that you were like, no, before I could even say anything?
I think it's just all my life I've been used to talking to my parents and asking questions and being curious. So when you go to a robot, not even a real person, it just makes me mad because I was like, wait, no, like I don't want that for people. Like I want people to go out and question and be curious and just like experience the awkwardness, because you did say in the entry that like it's like avoiding like not knowing and your friends are going to make fun of you. But if your friends make fun of you, then they're not your friends. Okay, that's one. But two, it's okay to not know something. And it's okay to learn something new. We learn something new every day. So don't be ashamed,
Yeah, I love that. And yes, we have always encouraged questions. And something that she said, if they make fun of you, they're not your friends. There are two types of fans, the one that they laugh at you and the one they laugh with you. And the sooner our kids realize the difference, they will be the best for them. Now, a question for you watching this video. Do you think AI is making us smarter or just making us less willing to ask people? Let me know in the comments. Now, Grace, I know I mentioned a couple things as to what people will miss if they talk to AI more than humans. But what are some other things you think people can miss if we start asking AI any of the everyday things of life?
If we constantly talk to AI?
Mm-hmm. What do you think us as human beings will actually miss, or you as a teenager? What do you think?
Honestly, I was gonna I was gonna say like lose your sanity.
True.
You're not gonna like have like genuine connection. I feel like you're gonna have a hard time going out and actually facing real life because you've been spending so long on a robot and just like talking to that robot that like you kind of get dislocated from the life around you. And I've been seeing like a lot of videos on like TikTok and saying like, "Oh, my AI was the first to know that I was pregnant." Oh my gosh.
Hey, we don't know the backstory, okay? Maybe she was like, hey, I have this and so well, but she still could have call a friend.
Yeah, like
I want to
maybe
make a video specifically on AI, but we'll talk about that later. Go ahead.
but that's like, you know, very deep into, you know, there's small little things, but it all starts small, you know, it all
Yeah.
starts with like,
Yes.
oh, I don't know how to do this, or I don't know this, or, and then it goes more deep and deep. And there's like so many different cases out there of like teenagers going into like these AI bots because they don't have a real connection outside of, so they go to this because AI is so personalized that it knows what you are struggling with, knows what you want. So it will kind of just feed
But
that to you.
because we have made it personalized, right? Because we started bending to the AI.
Yes.
So I think this AI is not, we need to remember it's not just about the information. It's not just about, I ask something and you give me the information. It's about the connection. It's about what we're learning, additional, extra to the information. But I also, this whole AI conversation, here I go again, talking about AI specifically, but it's a call for society. And this is something that everyone has been talking, but what are we doing as parents, as teachers, as adults, that we are forcing our teenagers to go into AIs to bend? Why or how can we create these spaces where AI is not needed for that?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my goals with every teenager that crossed my path. And as adults, we do it as well. What's going on between us, between adults, that we're not able to rely on each other and trust in each other? So those are questions that we need to ask, and we're not going to change the world, but we can change our inner circles. One person. Start with one. The next question I have for you is, do teenagers feel pressure to always look like they know what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a given. I feel like even in adults, we see that. But even sometimes me, I kind of feel like when I'm in a room where everyone knows what they're doing, I kind of feel really intimidated. But I know that one, you're like in the room, so obviously you have a place in there. And like, truly, like, also all my life, I've heard from so many teachers, like, ask questions, don't be afraid to ask questions. Like, ask questions, like, it's okay. Like, the worst thing that's gonna happen is like they're gonna kick you out of the room because you don't know what an equation is or something like that. But
Depends where. Because if you're at
like,
school, they better not kick you out.
yeah, they better not kick you out. But they will, like, you know, best case scenario, they will like, oh, like this is what it is, and they'll be open and ready.
Is it embarrassing to ask?
It used to be. Sometimes when I feel like it's very simple and everyone, you know, understands it around me, I kind of do feel embarrassed to ask because it's something really simple. Like sometimes I'm like, I should understand this, or I should not be struggling with this. But like the more that I've, you know, grown and the more that I've talked to my mom about, you know, different questions, and even not even just school wise, but like overall, I feel a little less embarrassed to ask silly little questions, you know, and they're not silly, they're your own questions, you know.
Good job. Good job reframing it. And that's a perfect live example of something I intentionally been working towards. I once heard a story of this woman in college who was in a room of 20 people, and the professor was explaining something, and 19 of the 20 students understood it perfectly. They were like, okay, we're done, next topic. But she raised her hand and she was like, I actually don't understand. And what can we do as parents to create adults, young adults, who will confidently ask, hey, 19 people understand this. What's going on? No, can you re-explain it? Because she knew she was not dumb. She knew she was just missing something to understand.
Mm.
So as parents, how can we create these spaces where teens reframe when they think it's silly, but it's actually not. It's a real question. When they are embarrassed to ask, but they actually pause and they recenter, they're able to ask. How do we do that? This channel is that it has that purpose. That's my goal. How can we create those relationships, those conversations, those spaces? So thank you for being here. And if this resonates, go ahead and subscribe right now. Now, have you ever pretended to know something,
Yeah.
but you didn't, or you like?
Like
And why? Like why?
Not like fully. I would know a little bit, but I would just kind of stay quiet. Like I wouldn't really like talk much about it, but that's kind of my way of like, oh yeah, I know, because I'm just staying quiet. I'm just not saying anything. And the reason why, honestly, I don't have it on the top of my head. I think maybe I was just like, I didn't want to speak on it, or I was like, don't call on me, and it worked. But I would probably ask questions now,
Yeah. Now I'm sure you will. But like back then, I think we all had a moment where we pretended to know something, excuse me, but we didn't. And I think this is very, very human. Adults do it all the time. We rather pretend than show curiosity, that show that we want to know, because we don't want to look some type of way. But again, if we don't model the way that we ask questions, the way that we show curiosity, the way that we try to understand a new concept, how will our own kids know how to do it? Right? Have you ever seen me model this for you?
Yeah, I mean, my mom is always very curious on a lot of things, and I've seen her, like, she reads like a bunch of articles, you guys. Like, she will like tell me something new that she read, and she's very well informed in her stuff. But like, even when she's like, reading something, and then she's like, what is that? But she's just reading to herself. It's not like that she's saying it to me, and I hear that a lot. So that makes me like think, oh, she's just very curious on a lot of things, and she'll like ask questions too, and like she's not afraid to ask questions. Okay.
Have you seen me like with another adult actually telling them, hey, I don't understand this, can you tell me, or something along the lines like that?
Yeah, I think I remember. I don't really necessarily remember where, but like you've definitely said like, can you explain that a little more, or like what else? No, because you were like, oh, I don't understand, like, can you like put more in depth into what you're saying?
Point being here is that she says something really, really important. I always say our kids are watching us. They are taking mental notes of everything around them. And I think now is a good time for a water break. Remember when you're having uncomfortable, more deeper conversations, drink water and go on a walk. It will help your nervous system recenter.
Yes.
But I was saying they are taking mental notes on how we act, what we say, how we do, even if we're not talking to them. She says she sees me reading and I'll go like, what is that? And she hears that a lot. And that's true. I'll read something and be like, what is that? And I'll add it to a notebook, a long list of things that I go through every day. And she's hearing that, so that is building that pathway on her brain that says, I don't know something, what is that? And then go do the research.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying this for parents to be walking on eggshells. I'm saying this to be very conscious of your power, of the power that we have as parents, as mentors, as caregivers, with our lives, how we move, how we act. Because we know we are raising them, but we don't fully embrace our power. Now, this is point number 4, and I am big on this. I don't believe AI is the enemy. I do think AI is almost out of hand, and the pros and cons are not equal. I think the cons are higher than the pros, and something needs to stop. But that will be a deeper conversation for another video. In here, I do want to say AI is a wonderful tool. I use it all the time. Meal plans, organizing ideas.
No, she loves AI for that, and it's not like bad, but she's using it for good. It's not like she's just using it just to say.
I appreciate you.
Yes.
It's a great tool, and it has come to change and improve so many things. But I believe we have to make sure that AI convenience does not replace connection. What do you think?
I do agree on that. I feel like you know, when we constantly use AI, especially because sometimes I feel like there's parents out there, they're not admitting it, but maybe they'll be like, why is my child doing this? Or like, why is my child being mean? Or like, what is the teen, you know?
Okay, but let me ask you. When I
Okay.
say do not, we got to make sure we don't let AI replace convenience, replace connection. When you have a friend and they come to you and they ask you to explain something you love, do you get annoyed? Do you roll your eyes? Or do you actually feel happy and you want to explain that to them?
Yeah, I feel happy.
Yeah.
And
That's connection, right? And what is convenience?
it's like something quick,
right?
like something like, oh,
Yeah. So if one of your friends comes and be like, "Hey, can you tell me about volleyball? I want to start volleyball." Would you tell her go check AI?
no, I wouldn't.
That'll be easy,
That would
right?
be more easier. Or just go to Google. But
Yeah,
like,
just Google it.
Google it. Yeah.
But instead, what would you do?
I would tell them all about it and tell them my own experiences. And like, for me, like one of is like Pilates. Like every time a friend comes to me about like wanting to go to Pilates studio, I'm very, very open ears for. I'll never tell someone like, oh yeah, just go search it up. Like you'll see everything. No, like
Yeah.
I'll tell them like how I felt. Because usually when people ask you about something, usually they're just curious or they just want to try it and they're scared and they need someone that they know that has done it to go do it. And that's what I kind of see my mom as too. Like she's done something like this in the past, so I go up to her and I ask her if she has experience.
Same thing with parenting, with asking for coffee shop recommendations. I don't just tell them facts. I of course I tell them so and so, but I also give them pieces of myself. They get to know me through something I love. Same thing when we ask, we get to know this person through something they love. And yes, we will get sometimes bad advice, good advice, but again, we're talking as we're supposed to. We're human beings. We're wired to connect. Now, before we go to the final cafecito questions, which as always, 3 for parents, 3 for teenagers, this whole entry was inspired by this last little bit. I just had to expand it. It was, don't be afraid to know something in front of your friends. Be afraid of pretending to know everything and missing on the deeper thing, being known. That was how this conversation started. What do you think being known means?
I feel like that a lot of people know who you are. That's the first thing that comes in my mind. But like being known, I feel like that's like what it means, doesn't it? Or is there a deeper meaning to that?
That's what it literally means. But
yeah,
if someone comes from outside and they see you, okay, they'll see you always dress well, you're outspoken, you are kind. They know you, right?
Yeah.
Right. But do they know what you truly love? Your fears, your questions, how you move through life, your goals? Do they?
No.
So do you think they actually know you?
No.
Exactly.
So that's just like being known deeper then.
So being known is someone to know your heart, your mind, your being, who you are at your core versus how we show up to the world.
That makes sense. Yeah, because a lot of people are scared of being known, of being who they actually really are and what they're really scared of.
Yeah.
So I see.
I basically answered the question, but I think it is so important that at homes we create spaces where our kids can actually be fully known. There's a huge difference between knowing what they like versus knowing them. So pick a question for parents and I'll pick one for teens.
I'm going to choose number 3. It says, are there ways I'm choosing efficiency over connection in my everyday life?
Are there ways you're choosing efficiency over connection in our everyday life? And this is so easy because we're really busy. Work, school, life, we move and move and move. So for me, this was around the time that I started getting kids' books on the library, remember? You were in middle school. You weren't even in high school.
Oh, I wasn't even in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
And I started doing that because I was realizing that I was moving too quick at night. I was trying to get things done and go to bed and wake up and get things done. But I wasn't really connecting with you. And one of the things just came to my brain. I was like, what if we read a children's book at night together? And that's when I was getting home with 6, 7 books. I'm Do you remember that?
I feel like we have, it's not that like it was bad, it was just we have so many good memories.
Don't even need to explain it. This is a beautiful example. Another example live. Sometimes as parents we do things that our kids won't remember. That doesn't mean they didn't have effect. Because I can tell you, out of those moments gave birth to moments where we actually got to connect, where we actually got to have these conversations. So don't ever take things and say, oh, this is not working. The main specific goal for that might not be working, but something else will show up from there. And I think from that, looking at this moment, I would say it was that I was showing up.
Mm-hmm.
I was showing up with an open heart and open mind. And now we're having these conversations.
Yeah.
So I'm blessed. Don't give up.
Yeah. And that was in middle school. I'm a junior in high school now.
Yeah. Yes. So, and maybe your kids won't remember everything you do, but how you make them feel.
Yeah.
So, since you picked 3, I'm going to go with question 3 for teens. What's a time someone explained something to you with so much passion that it made you like it more?
Like probably you I don't really remember what you would explain, but sometimes you would explain something about like business or finance, and she would explain it with such like depth and like detail that I was like, maybe I should be in finance or something. But I love when people actually talk about the things they love. And even my dad, like he'll say like stories, it's not necessarily like,
oh my goodness,
something
story man. Yeah.
that he explains, but like he just tells his stories, and like I was like, you really lived through a lot, and I love that. And I love
yeah with so much detail and emotion that I'll be using his stories. I also remember a very good example of this, Olivia.
Mm-hmm. Shout out Olivia.
Hi Olivia. That one time that she told us one of her favorite songs. Mm-hmm. And we were starting to know her, so I wasn't really sure of what was her taste in music. And then she plays this most romantic, beautiful song that is one of my favorite now. So I have it on my playlist, and it was so pretty because she kind of like shyly connected to the car, and she was like, "Yeah, this is one of my songs, right?" It wasn't so much passion, but she was starting to feel safe enough to actually share it, and I fall in love with it. I loved it. Mm-hmm. So thank you, Olivia.
Yeah, I know she did that with fear too. Like I know she was scared, thinking we would like the song.
We did.
And we did.
Trust, we did. And we love you.
Yeah, we love you.
Well, that was all. Mm-hmm. Thank you again for being here. Now, if you want to build a more calm and intentional home, make sure you download my free Calm Parent Starter Pack. Every conversation starts when you're more calm, more intentional as a parent. And if this type of conversation resonates with you, make sure you go on Amazon, get the book, Dope Diary of a Parent. It's my first baby.
Mm-hmm. Her first newborn.
Yes, you.
Well, I was actually
and then
the first. This is my sibling.
Yes. Thank you so much for being here.
And subscribe, we'll see you. Like, share, comment any thoughts you have. We would love to hear it.
Yes, every Monday and Friday. We'll see you again. Thank you.